person doing the last time this time is going to be a me. Yay. Last time, after dispatching the annoying Kelpies the group fought, they continued to Fumok, picked up their new magical gear from Ulara, who Riven did not know. Said magical gear included Endless Water Flask for Bjorn, Sunset Shimmer books for Locke, and a very strange amulet for Cad. And following that, you took a little bit of time in Yukiege to figure out exactly what the amulet did, in that it did different things for each of you.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
It was decided that the most beneficial person to have it as a sort of a blanket statement of sorts was Cad, because Cad got the ability to read all writing and advantage on all perception checks. So, among his eyes glowing, which his eyes glowing was partially because of the Eyes of the Runekeeper read all writing thing, but it was also asked if there was a way for him to not have his eyes glowing constantly, because that could probably raise some suspicion from other people.
Yay, entertainment hat.
Indeed. Entertainment hat could hide that. He could.
I cast the sky itself, and I look exactly like me, except my eyes aren't glowing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, by all accounts, the entertainment hat can be a hat that's worn that then disappears because you choose to make a disguise that the hat is not worn anymore. So, if you can do that with the hat, then you could totally, I'm going to put on a hat. I can no longer be seen wearing it because it disappears, and now my eyes don't glow, and that's all it does. So, it just means that
For the record, that's how I typically use the hat anyway. I wear it, but I make it invisible.
Yeah. So by all accounts, it works. It makes sense. It's fine. And you then went to Yukiege to meet up with your dad and your mom to give you the hand off the Sunset Timber notebooks. And there was a brief little cameo from Jack, who had heard that you were going to come to Yukiege, so he wanted to visit. There was also a moment when Bjorn made use of his endless ale to slam you against the wall. Because that's funny. And then you had Alessandra turn Bjorn into a frog. So that's where we were at the end of last session. And we sort of ended with a build-up to Fredrick getting ready to tell everyone the stories of his adventures. Because it was after finding out he had a very strange party that he traveled with in the past. It was asked for him to tell the story of that, including why he owes a crazy cat lady 9 gold.
I should totally act like a stenographer and just write down his story in one of the journals, because then I'd be writing in triplicate. It sounds like something that'd be relevant to my interests.
Probably not.
Okay.
I'd rather you not use this this book that I got specifically so my family can communicate and be a fucking family to embarrass my dad. I can do that myself. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure Mom can do it too. She just needs something.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting with that book because I feel like because you described it as being sort of like a Discord server, a family Discord server or something. I feel like your mother's going to
a group chat. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like your mother's gonna be that one person that's just like, so, how are you doing? Because she's in the same place and you guys are off doing crazy things.
Yeah, we're off here like I'm out here like deep, like knee deep in shit involving fucking that Norro dipshit and his obsession with dead people and the funky Fey god he worships.
Uh-huh.
And Dad just does things.
Dad treasure hunts. That's what he does.
He treasure hunts. He's a more typical adventurer, and Locke is still trying to wrap his head around the fact that he has a fucking half sister.
Mm-hmm.
Mom keeps asking if you're all right. Dad eventually butts in. Hey, he's an adult. Give him some space. And then they're bickering back and forth over what to just make sure you're okay. But you're a big guy and you can take it. And you joined in, and it's like in writing. It's like, come in the other room and say that.
You come back to this town and you say that. I can't. I'm in Africa.
Anyway,
I mean, hey, we've basically gone to this world's equivalent of Alaska. Why not?
I mean, yeah. So, yeah. Basically, Fredrick goes into the tale that I was sort of seeing as how your father is the type of person to is a human and has a child that is at least 20 in the form of your half sister who is older, slightly. Your dad is effectively like in his 40s, roughly, because then he has Vanya when he's in his 20s, and then he meets your mom, and then has you, and then that sort of thing. Math. But 20 some odd years ago, before all this happened, your father was just your run-of-the-mill adventurer. Like I said, you said it yourself. He is your stereotypical adventurer. He goes out for fame, riches, not necessarily glory, because he likes to keep to the shadows, being a bit of a rogue. And he gets an itch to find magical MacGuffins and artifacts and things. And for the first little while, he's sort of venturing on his own and doing decently okay. Then he stumbles upon a group of adventurers, much like himself, travels with them for a while. He goes into a temple up somewhere. He says it's up in the north. He doesn't say where. And unfortunately, that particular trip was not so great. He kind of made a mistake and lost that adventuring party. It pushed him to be a little bit more careful, a little bit more cautious, a little bit more paranoid and scared of things. He started out as adventuring, and he's like, I'm this invincible, cool rogue and doing all these fun Indiana Jones style things, and then all of a sudden the Rock kills half his friends. So, wait, no, not that.
Bit of personal reevaluation had to happen there.
Exactly. And he stopped adventuring for a little bit. He met someone with a wood elf in Damapur, and realizing that Damapur is a sort of xenophobic town, he uses his magic he's learned along the way to disguise himself as a wood elf. And then the lady ends up pregnant.
Whoops.
So that's not going to work. So he runs.
Of course he does.
He had revealed to her that he was human, but she had not told anyone else. So when small child of Vanya was born, and then Vanya herself picks up it here, and she's like, we had to run.
Oof.
And we found a place, a smaller village up north, not even like I don't even think it's on your map, really. It's not even a big town. And I stayed there for a while. I never knew who he was. She never told me. And then a magic awakened in me, and I went out and started adventuring. My big thing was to look for him. And she points, Fredrick.
You're gonna make a habit of this, old man.
Vanya went on the hunt to try to find him, and she joined with other adventuring parties. She had a few misadventures herself, but eventually settled on the party that she had prior to joining back up with Fredrick again. She got to be really close friends with Jill. Alex gets on their nerves, but he's Alex. He's a big meat shield. That's what they need. Following that, having ran from his encounter with the Wood Elves, he actually goes and stumbles across Sevanora, yet another town that is xenophobic. It's all over the place on this continent, apparently. And here, since there are humans in Sevanora, just not very liked humans, he chooses to be himself a little bit. Not hide the fact that he's human. And see if he can still find some form of companionship and make some sort of a life that's not at the risk of his own health. Enter Alessandra. And him studying magic with her. And him then going into his hiding places that he had left a few of his artifacts and bringing them to her. And never being at home for more than a couple days because he's always going out and finding new things to hand off. And then Locke happens. And he runs again. Figuring that it's just going to be like it was in Dawn of Fear all over again. And it's a mistake he didn't really learn from the first couple times, but he hopes to remedy now. After he leaves from Sevanora, he stumbles upon Tree in the forest. Not Tree as in a tree, but Tree as in the cat lady.
I figured.
And yes, that.
No one home.
Not home. The line was not home.
Not home. Go away.
Yeah, that. So Tree and him begin treasure hunting more. He figures that she needs to start finding more interesting things that are further away from her forest that she has stayed in for years. They go to docking town, they find a ship, and they meet Addison. Or was it Addison? Adeline. They meet Adeline, who is a Triton, a sort of merfolk elf lady bard, pirate, essentially.
Fishy person.
Yes. They sort of rope her into traveling along with them and getting her away from her ship for a while. They find a woman by the name of Rayla, who was a guard up in Rydell for a while, but wished to sort of spread her wings a little bit and travel around for a while. And they started venturing together, and along the way they also stumbled upon Saradith, a very interesting tiefling with a clearly dark past and issues. They traveled for a while. They were great friends, and then Fredrick sort of stops there with like, and then things went wrong again. This time, at least, nobody died. From that, some of us ended up in prison, and the rest just went back to where they started.
That was the botched heist, wasn't it? The one that landed you in jail?
Yeah, something like that.
Hmm.
At least for me. I'm not entirely sure of the specifics of why Sarolith was in prison. But...
Well, you're out now. And I had to do some pretty funky space-time shit to make that happen, so you make it count, you hear me?
Oh, I'm going to be home more often than not, I think, considering that we are much more welcomed here than...
Zone of truth. No.
You don't have that.
I know. I wish I did.
Well,
Still say it. Roll intimidation.
well, that's the thing. We probably do. It's hopping around as a frog right now.
You know what? That's actually thing. I have access to Bjorn's character sheet. I'll check that.
If he's a paladin, he should have access to his Zone of Truth.
Let
He
me
would,
see
yeah.
here. Zone of truth.
I don't know if it's
what
written
level
on-
spell is that?
I don't know if it's a spell that he would have had written on his sheet to prepare it, but...
Yeah, he's got it. It's here, and he has it prepared.
Just hold up the frog. Zone of Truth.
You shake the frog, nothing happens.
As it is, Locke doesn't know that though. So
Oak will sort of speak up, and it's like, because he's perceptive and insightful and whatnot, and he's just like, Locke, you might be a bit more confident in his phrasing if you had access to and points to frog.
I look at the frog, and then I look at Oak, and I crook my brow.
You remember the times with like Silver and her wanting to make sure people weren't lying to us? I think he can do that too. He's just currently a frog.
All the same, and I pat the book, the telebook. We have these now, so
Fair. And then that's when Alexander pipes up and is like, I will expect reports from both of you whenever you're out venturing. Because I am staying here. But
of course,
this may not be
I
as
wouldn't
big
dream
as,
of reading.
this might not be as big as my library in Seven Norro, but it suffices.
Dear God.
Huh?
Oh no, just thinking. I'm just sitting here thinking about like, I wonder what my other characters would be doing right now. And all my mind went to was like, whole Sun and Trees just like hobbling her old ass into town and like knocks on the door once it opens, being like, ah, coward, fireball.
Coward fireball? That's a string of words.
I know, and I'm like, no, that was, all the books, no. That's for not giving my 9 gold. And then just hobbles away.
Although, admittedly, I don't think she would have any reason to hobble all the way the heck up here.
I don't know.
Sure she
I
would.
mean,
her 9 gold.
Yeah, her 9 gold, and also like the fact that she found out that he's still alive, and also Sarlith. So
Yeah, I have no
And
clue
what?
where I have no clue where Sarlith is.
she's out hunting for something.
True. Sarlith being the werewolf tiefling.
Tiefling,
Remember?
even though she's not really a werewolf.
Remember the we're wanting to talk to you about your car's extended warranty thing.
Your card is stuck in the window.
Just sticking to. Hi, I'd like to ask you about your carriage's extended warranty.
Yes.
The tiefling that got their head stuck in a window? Yeah, that one. I know where the other two are. Those are more my characters than Sam's, so I know where they are. It's when Fredrick mentioned, some of us got imprisoned and then some of us just went back where we started. Those were the two that went back. Two of the three that went back where they started. Tree being the other one. And then it was Sarlith and Fredrick that got imprisoned. So, but anyway, following that sort of conversation tidbits, Alessandra is, alright, well, now that you have told us more of what you had going on, and that you are going to stay here, she sort of gives Fredrick a glare. At least more, maybe. We can have a bit of dinner with all your friends, Locke. You all can rest here for the rest of the day if you want, and then go with wherever you're going to go with, I suppose. Oh, and that other adventuring party is still here too. I don't know if you wanted to visit them or anything.
I don't think we really have much of a connection with them per se.
They attacked us last time.
To be fair, that was from a misunderstanding. They were operating under misapprehensions, and you weren't here. So.
True. Well, no, I'm saying out of character.
Right. Yeah. Although,
I think Riven is actually still outside with Hollis. Because Hollis can't fit in.
you think Riven stayed outside?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, Riven will see a, actually make a perception check, Riven.
20.
Oh, nice. So you're near Alessandra's library, and you hear what sounds like someone training. I hear an echo for half a second.
Echo.
But
Okay,
yeah,
no
you
echo.
hear what sounds distinctly to you like someone training, like someone hitting at a target dummy or something or other.
Was I ever in this town when this adventuring group was here?
Nope, I don't think so.
Awesome.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I guess through the whole story thing, it's just eventually.
Which also means you probably don't recognize the house that's back there.
No, I'm sure she'll get curious enough and bored waiting on them. So she'll probably just wander around and see what the hell the noise is.
Okay. You will wander around and you will see, so you will wander around and you will find, a towering Goliath that is punching at a target dummy alongside a female tabaxi, tiger tabaxi. And even as you watch, as you venture around, not that you would have any problem knowing what this is. It would perhaps surprise other characters like Riven, but Riven actually knows what this is. You will see female tabaxi and Goliath that is now a bear that is striking at a rather durable, if a bit scuffed and weathered, target dummy.
It's just not amused. She's just sitting there going yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. And as you turn to leave to continue wandering around, there will be a gnome that you do not know that sort of appears from the top of this nearby building. That she sort of lands and looks, and it's like, huh, I haven't seen you around town. That's a terrifying looking dog.
Not a dog. But thank you.
Your wolf? Yeah?
Yes.
Right? Okay. Really powerful. looking.
Finally, someone gets it.
Sort of
Vindication.
Sort of tilts her head at you like, wait, what?
It's a long story.
Right. I've seen some interesting companions for people, but this is the first time I've ever seen a half-orc wandering around with a dire wolf.
That's
No.
because I rescued him.
Oh. Well, that's cool.
Yep.
All I have is... Where's... Oh, right. And she sort of whistles, and flying down comes a little fairy sprite that just sort of floats around her head and then floats around... Goes to float around your head, but stops halfway. It's like, wait, nope, bad idea. And comes up.
Good.
So... Name's Maylin? Sort of offers her hand to you.
Riven. She doesn't shake the hand.
Right. Strong silent type. I know a few of those. Gotcha. And then she'll just sort of backflip away and go back over here to this house.
It just backflips.
Yep. Just spontaneous backflip.
Okay.
This town gets weirder each time I visit.
And you find that this house does not look like it matches the architecture of the rest of this town. So, kind of obvious that
Yeah.
somebody built it.
Okay.
But yeah, that's your little misadventure. Eventually, the group will.
I guess Riven is just gonna sit there and wander her way over to the nice family that she knows that lives here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there's like, was it 2 kids or 3 kids? I think
Two
it was
kids.
3 kids.
2 kids.
2 kids?
Mhm.
Okay.
I believe
Yeah,
they were.
the-
I believe they were human.
Yeah, human. They ran a tavern. Can't remember the names.
They didn't run a tavern. They ran a fruit stand.
No, they run a fruit stand here, but back in the old town they had a
Back in
tavern.
the old town, they had a tavern. Yeah.
Yes.
So you're just gonna visit with them for a while.
Yeah, she's just gonna stop by and be like, "Hi, I'm still alive."
I'm not dead.
Yeah, pretty much. And be like, "Oh, look, I have a direwolf."
You. Nah, no. I don't think you're close enough to them per se to be hugged by the kids necessarily.
No, they're not friends. Be hugged.
Okay. So yeah, you'll be hugged by kids.
Okay, it's just they're just like fully pats them on the head. Okay.
And then they see. Did they meet Hollis initially?
Nope,
When he was smaller.
I don't think so. Did we ever come back here with the puppy?
I
Don't think so.
I just don't remember any specifics.
I don't think so. Okay. So no.
Whatever.
It's fine. They will be wary of Puppy because you are powerful, and so should be Puppy. And they're not going to be fascinated by, other various kids that you have seen that were like, ooh, doggo. It seems most folks in this town, at least most of them that you've seen so far, are more wary of said giant dog. Or giant wolf.
Hey. That's fine.
So beyond that, everyone else will finish up with food or wanderings, and then you guys will get some rest in a tavern or not, if you decide to sleep outside. And yeah. We will get some weird dreams because weird dreams are fun.
Oh, joy.
Yay.
Oh no.
Riven, roll me a
Nice.
d6.
Ah,
Oh boy.
3.
Riven, you will find yourself in that very familiar forest yet again.
Oh, joy. Great. Hi. Okay, what now?
This
This is my life now.
You are there alone for a bit, and then a somewhat familiar voice. I believe you passed them. And you see that elf that you spoke to before.
You didn't tell me which town they're in.
I actually didn't know that they were there.
Oh, you could have said something.
He sort of looked up. I tried. It's a bit difficult to be a present voice when you're speaking for however many of us there are now. I don't even know.
Oh, but someone else doesn't have a problem with it. Could have been like, hey, you can do this better. Can you do this?
We don't really get along with each other. Not all of us.
Yeah, okay. So what town was it? The last town or what? I don't know how old you are.
The town of Wood Elves, Dalmapure, as it is named now.
Okay.
If you want to look into it, I do.
I will
greatly
keep that in
appreciate it.
mind.
I know you have your own quest that you're doing, and everyone here would rather you.
Whatever.
Yes, that. I believe we can agree on that statement. Why do you fight, Riven?
Do you survive?
Fair enough. You do look to be a great hunter.
Yes. Again, I fight to survive.
Some of us fight to find home again. Now I'm trapped here.
I mean, the forest looks kind of homey.
He juggles. This isn't where we really are, you know.
What?
Do you really not comprehend what's going on?
Nope. I had no clue how you did that magic locket thing when I woke up. So, nope, I have no clue.
Would you like to see where you really are?
Yes?
Ominous.
She said that part where it's like, do I want to stay with the trees that look happy-ish? Or do I want to see where I'm at?
Do I want to know things, or do I want to be happy?
I don't know, are you offering me something to eat to see what is real and what is not?
Well,
She doesn't say that.
okay, good.
No. She's just like, sure, with a question mark.
Make me a charisma save, Riven.
Woo!
Uh-oh.
Is she close enough to get a bonus from
Ooh.
Bjorn?
19. No.
No, she would not be.
Aw.
Okay.
And a person has to be conscious for it.
That too.
Aw.
So...
But she got a 19, so.
She did. You did. You rolled fairly well. For
Woo.
only having a +1. So the forest will sort of do that, a bit of a after image fade and just sort of and then static disappear kind of a thing. And you find yourself in, for all intents and purposes, it looks a bit like a stone building waiting room of sorts. It's very dark, but you have dark vision, so you can see. You go
so
from being,
I'm in a.
you're in a building rather than in a forest.
Yeah, this ain't so bad.
And about the point when you say that is when you start to hear screams of pain.
The hell?
I will say you have.
Is there just what? Is there any doors?
There are doors. There are two, like, almost stone, steel, somewhere between stone and steel doors to your right. A set of double doors to your right, a set of double doors to your left, and a hallway that's right in front of you.
How far can I see down the hallway?
It goes to the full length of your dark vision, and you will see along edges of that hallway other doors that are not double doors that are like stone and wooden doors that it looks like a hospital hallway, for lack of a better way to put it.
Oh yeah, this ain't creepy at all.
Hmm.
I take back what I said. She goes down the hallway.
Okay.
Is there any way to see through the doors? Like, do they have little windows, or are they
do have
solid?
windows. They do have windows.
Oh, she's gonna look at one. What does she see?
Roll me a d8.
Oh. One.
Oh, nice. So 1. You look inside this first room. It's very dark. And at first you don't really see a whole lot of anything. And then you see what looks to be a small humanoid of some sort. It's just got they're basically in the fetal position in a corner.
Oh?
Small humanoid in the fetal position in the corner.
Yeah. Hello?
No response whatsoever.
So just refresh my memory. What magic item is causing this shit again?
No magic item. It's a dream.
Yeah.
I was under the
Perfect.
impression I was under the impression that you'd gotten like a cursed item that was doing this or something.
This is perfectly normal.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
perfectly normal. Weird dreams started happening.
Okay.
There's no correlation to any weird magic item that Riven picked up.
The timing is purely a coincidence.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Anyway. Yeah.
Okay. I guess she'll go to another room and look and see.
Roll me another d8.
4.
You're suddenly playing golf.
What?
No, I'm just waiting for the point where it's like she looks in and all of a sudden a hand reaches out to grab her face.
So,
About that.
you look in another room, and you will see a, what appears to be a sort of ragged looking, female dwarf that's just pacing the room. Back and forth. As if she's
What?
antsy.
What is this place?
She immediately looks in your direction. If you say that. Are you free?
Riven's gonna.
Are you someone who's free and she's coming towards your window but she can't get out at you?
Riven's just back up, be like, okay, this person's crazy.
Give me another charisma save.
Oh, sure. I want to go back to the forest now. 10.
As you stumble backwards, you sort of stumble into a like shadowed or cloaked figure. It's actually somewhat reminiscent of the nightmares you have of your own village, because those were cloaked and hooded figures, although this one appears a little bit smaller than that one. And there are screams like right in your face, and you're awake.
Oh dear lord. I guess Riven would scream it too.
Okay. Hollis is immediately awake. It's like, huh?
What the? No. Okay. What the hell? Echo.
Yeah, there's an echo. And now, we will do yet another dream, because dreams are fun.
People with their crazy dreams.
Because someone else has a crazy dream someone else has a dream going on at this current moment. Before we will sort of rewind time a little bit to another character that's having a weird dream.
Would that be me?
No,
Would it be Cad?
it is Cad.
Ooh.
Huh. Okay.
What crazy
that's
magical
new.
item did I pick up that That's gonna
I'm just used to it being Riven and I who get all the funky dreams, or Silver and I, or whoever Sam's playing and I are getting all the weird dreams. And okay, this is new.
It's gonna be something boring. I'm gonna do paperwork, and then I wake up.
If Bree ever got weird dreams, she'd just sit there and like somehow has a cup of tea and just like sit there and sip it. It's like everything's fine.
Weird dreams for Tree would be completely normal. That's why they're weird.
Yes.
And she would have an obligatory accent and speak it fluently.
Anyway.
Anyway.
So, Cad, you will find yourself in somewhat familiar surroundings. It's been a while since you've seen such a thing.
Okay.
It looks like your home, your old home when you were in the when you were a kid in Gaverton. It's a little disheveled, a little older looking, as if time has sort of taken its toll on it a little bit, so it's not quite what you remember. And you find yourself face to face with a person that you have not seen in years. Your dad.
Okay.
Hello, Kadruil.
Hi, Papa. I don't know. I haven't seen you in forever.
No. You're continuing to not be where you're supposed to be, aren't you?
Where am I supposed to be?
I wanted you to be a guard for Caverton. We saw how that turned out, didn't we?
Sorry.
It's okay. Wasn't exactly sure if you could pull it off anyway. So where are you now? That outfit doesn't seem to match a secretary, and I haven't heard any of your work that's been done either.
I'm traveling with friends.
Oh, traveling. Interesting. Last I had heard about what was going on with you, you had been thrown in prison.
I was let out. I wanted to get more practice being a good guard.
Have you?
A little. I feel like I do okay.
How have your rages been going? You still black out?
Yes.
What do your friends think of this? If you're traveling with them?
I feel like they're happy to have my assistance. I feel like I do a good job.
What do you think of the spirits that help you? The ones you can never see?
It's sort of weird, but it's sort of like what they were saying during the training, when they would never present themselves. I just have to believe that they'll be there, and my friends see them, so they're there and they help, so I guess you could say I'm doing better.
Do you want to talk to them, Kadruil? Those spirits?
They don't seem like they're interested in talking with me.
Have you tried?
No. Not really.
You should try it sometime. Maybe it'll give you a chance to see them in action. Give you some insight.
What kind of insight? How can they help me?
They're spirits from beyond. They know things. They can tell you things, help you find things. Whatever you and your friends may be looking for. They might know.
Interesting. And you really think that they would help?
If you've really gotten better at fighting, better at being a guard, better at working alongside them, then yes.
I feel like I've improved. So maybe they could help us if we ever need it. Thank you.
Glad I got a chance to see you again.
Kadruil would sort of be quiet for a second. So how are you talking to me right now?
I don't really know.
He's servant of Evanson too.
Let's say what?
What was that, Brian?
I was making a joke that he's like a warlock who has the same patron I do, and Evanson's pulling some time dream fucking maneuvery bullshit.
Well, I mean, I can read everything and my eyes glow, so I mean, we're practically brothers now.
Yeah, I mean, you need the necklace, you need the omnilet for that verse.
Well, technically, I do still have it.
He is attuned to it.
Oh yeah.
Alright, well, have you been doing okay?
For an old has-been, I've been doing just fine.
I will see you again, and I'll try and make sure that I'm worth being proud of.
There's just the barest hint of a smile, but there's a nod of acknowledgement, but that's about it.
I would reflect that.
And yeah, your dream sort of ends there.
Weird. Okay.
Now Oak has a dream.
Well, that's all Scream, if that happens.
And Locke dreams he's a monkey with symbols.
What? I'm sorry. What?
We're all having weird, out of place dreams. Your weird dreams are normal for you.
Alright, anyway. So, Cad, you will wake up, and with your advancements in perception and other things, you will hear the scream of Riven from outside.
Is it like a startled scream or like a I'm under attack scream?
Startled.
Startled.
Locke, give me a perception check at disadvantage.
Ah, great. Because I'm so good at that.
Uh-huh.
19!
Nice. Okay, so yeah, you are awakened to the startled scream, though you are probably sleeping in Alessandra's loft instead of in the tavern, but...
I hear her scream from across town.
He's in the tree.
Airball.
Airball.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, you are sleeping inside of the tiny fuzzy mage person.
No.
Yeah, you... Riven, what do you do upon your startled awake? Do you do anything else, or you just leave it at that?
Just leave it at that, kind of like looking around, and just like kind of sits quietly with Hollis, and yeah.
Okay. So you don't yell anytime after that or go anywhere else. You're just still sticking to the tree.
Yeah.
Is anyone going to go
Locke
and
did hear, right?
Yeah, you heard her. It wasn't a yell of like pain or terror. It was just a more startled yell.
Is there like a window in the loft?
Yes, there is.
I will check out through the window and I pry it open and look over and see if all's alright.
You see you see Riven in the tree.
Right over there?
Where?
He's in the window he's in the upstairs window of the library that's like about 20 feet from you.
Oh, hi, Locke.
Hey, you okay?
Yeah, just a dream.
That's becoming a theme.
Why, did you have one?
No, just we all seem to have one at some point.
Hmm.
And then Locke will head back into the library and go and get dressed, because he's got a thing he wants to do. Because he remembered talking about this yesterday, and he wants to get a start on it while he's thinking about it. Does Locke currently have the bag of holding?
Did we establish who was carrying it?
Oh, no.
No, but I know I have the list of all the things that's in it.
Yeah. We'll say that Locke is carrying it.
For the moment, yeah. I have a bag of forest dirt still. from that time we were trying to give legal advice to a hobgoblin.
Yep.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I will take the. I'll borrow the bag of holding for a bit, and Locke will make his way over to the inn and tavern.
Okay. The others are over there. So if you're waking up early, you're probably waking up when everyone else is. So
Locke's just doing it while he's thinking about it.
Bjorn and Cad are probably awake and getting breakfast in the tavern. Along with Oak. Right. And if Riven makes her way to the tavern to get food, at the very least, she would be there too.
Sure.
Oh, Locke is going to skip all of them for the moment and just go straight up to the bar.
Okay.
Bartender
Yeah,
there?
I knew Bjorn was a bad influence. No.
So, yeah, the bartender is present. It is the, air quotes, human woman, that tends to the bar usually. The Vidalcan, who is the, proprietor of the place, is currently not there at the moment, but the, primary bartender is there.
Alright. And, once I come up, Locke will, so this is a really weird question, I recognize, and I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, but do you happen to have any, empty glasses or anything that you're selling, or have the capacity to sell?
Sell empty mugs? Or empty,
Empty mugs, glasses, pitchers, stuff like that?
That would be a question for the... Well, we have them, yes, but whether or not we're willing to try to sell them would be up to, not me. And he's currently not here.
Right. Fair enough. Honestly, I probably made a really stupid decision deciding to do that here of all places. Where in town do you think would be the best place to go for something just a housing-ware shop or something like that? If so, do you know where one is?
I mean... I'd imagine...
Like a general store.
I'd imagine the... maybe the mayor would have some ideas. They're always crafting and making things. There's not really... this is a smaller town. If you're wanting someplace to buy, supplies to... build a house or something? You're not wanting to get them here. That's, something for Rydell or Cabernet or something.
No, not like to build a house or anything. I just need 10 empty cups essentially, or a little more than that.
And you're wanting to purchase them.
I mean, I don't have that many empty cups just hanging out in my pockets.
Check with Shield Buff, I guess.
Okay. Alright, and Locke will pivot and head right out. He is a man on a mission today.
Okay.
Where is he going?
The bartender, barmaid, she just sort of gets a confused look and is like, he's wanting to buy cups and glasses or something?
Isn't there a general store around here?
There would be something akin to that here, yes, but it wouldn't have glasses. At least not as much as he's wanting anyway. All at once. Any idea what he's up to? Weird kid.
Yep.
Being an entrepreneur.
Oh. Oh. Now I know what he's up to.
Now you understand. Now you realize.
I knew what it was.
I did it.
Alright, so you make your way to the mayor's house.
Yeah, there's office.
Yep. Do you knock on his door or you just walk in?
I will knock because Locke is a polite young boy.
Is he though?
He tries to be at least.
After a
Whether or not he succeeds is a matter of debate.
After a brief bit, the door will be answered. And you will see the young dragonborn lady that you had brought here and who's staying here instead of being in Caverton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What's her name again?
Valzita.
Evie.
I have it on one of my note pages somewhere.
Alzita, there it is. Found it on mine. Third one down. Like
Did we
met this
sit there?
chick-
Did we
we met this
sit
chick
for a
only
while?
shortly after I started taking notes.
Yeah.
She's like, oh,
Wait.
well, hello.
Oh, hi. Is Shield Buff around right now? The mayor?
Yeah, he's in his main office. He's working on something right now, but I'm sure he can have visitors. He
Well,
likes
I
you
mean,
anyway.
maybe you can help because I have a really weird idea that a friend of mine has helped me come up with, and I just want to just get a start on it as long as I'm in town, which is a freaking rarity these days. Do you happen to have any idea where one might go if they want to buy like a large quantity of like cups?
Someone who crafts them, I would imagine. I know of a few that's around here. None that are really in this town. There were glassware and smiths of that persuasion in Caverton and Rydale, but I know that at least with Caverton, you're not necessarily going to want to go back there.
No, this face at least.
Can I ask why?
Said friend of mine and I have an idea we're kind of workshopping that might help us make some extra money on the side, help us deal with a thing. But that said idea requires that we have access to at least a moderate supply of cups. We have a bag of holding we could just stuff them all in, so that wouldn't be a problem. It's just a matter of getting the damn things.
Well, Shield Buff could make them, or
Question: do you want wood or metal?
I will take what I can get.
Wood.
I mean, we can craft them. It just might take some time. And I'm sure Shield Buff would do it for, a small amount of gold compared to anywhere else. You did, after all, help save the village once or twice. And he likes making things anyway. Actually, his friend does too. Huh. I'll have to ask him about that. I'll get back to you on it.
Alright.
Is it something you really need to try to figure out right now? Or,
I mean, I would like to, if possible, but it's not of an immediately pressing concern. It's something we've kind of been workshopping in the backs of our heads ever since I found a blanket that turns into a magical tent.
She blinks. Blanket that turns into a... Okay.
When you can just summon a pillow fort out of nowhere and it comes with hot chocolate, you tend to want to use it for something, alright?
So you can just magic food and drink.
I can... I will start awakened minding this part, because I don't want someone stealing my business ideas. And I will give the basic rundown of the idea that the blanket of fortitude serving as like the hub spot, combined with Bjorn's flask of infinite ale or infinite water, combined with the fact that the blanket of fortitude just comes with hot chocolate, we could effectively make a pop-up bar wherever the hell we're staying.
Now, you do realize that if you try to sell that as a service, you're going to vastly devalue that service everywhere else, because you're doing it without any kind of resources.
We're a traveler.
Right, but the main thing is that I can't do it everywhere at once, and I'm a traveler. I can only do it wherever I'm hanging out. Because it shows up in a spot and then it goes away, and I don't tend to advertise where I'm going, so it's mostly meant to just, be like a side money gig. I don't see it dramatically interfering in any big way.
I'd just be careful. After all, money doesn't grow on trees.
Alarm clock just went off. God damn it. I'll keep that in mind. Well, I guess I'll leave you to it for the time being. I should probably be regrouping back with my group.
Right. Your mother can do... Can Alessandra do sending?
I don't know, can she? You're the one with her sheet. I know she can scry.
I don't think sending is a... Oh, it is wizard. She is a wizard. So yeah, okay. I'll let your mother know when we figure things out. She can send a message out to you.
Right. Thanks.
Although what Valzita doesn't know, she could totally do that without the use of a spell. It's called a book. So, yeah. You, finish up with that. They're gonna sort of workshop and work with that a little bit for you. Wouldn't want you to get all the specifics of your, side hustle without your person who pushed that side hustle here.
Right.
I also have to figure out the math and specifics of how that's gonna work.
I mean, originally the idea was just invite people in for hot cocoa wherever we set up shop, but now we have the thing that just infinitely generates fucking ale, so it's like, no, why not? Just it's cheap ale, so if you want good quality swill, you gotta go somewhere else, but we can just, if you're just looking to get drunk on the cheap shit, we can accommodate that.
I mean, yeah. Alright. So you finish up with that and you meet back up with your party then. Also, did you give... That's somewhat terrifying. Did you give gold to said dragon at the end of last session at some point? I think.
I do not remember. Maybe.
No, we got the thing and we...
I feel like you did make use of silver
Yes.
of Riven getting a lot of platinum,
Platinum.
and then giving that to her. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah,
We get more now.
you will regroup with the rest of your party.
And I would just sit down at whatever table everyone's hanging out at.
And then Oak is... So, do we want to stay in Yukiege for a while, or we want to move on, or does anybody got anything else going on?
I'm pretty much good to move on whenever we're ready to go tackle that last hideout of Norro's, and I'd rather get on that sooner than later, but if anyone has anything they'd want to do here, as long as we're in the area, we can postpone long enough for that, I think.
Well,
I would rather hit that place, get Norro dealt with sooner than later. Anybody got anything? Cad, how are you?
Yeah, I mean, we can go. I did have a weird dream, though. I actually saw my father, who I've not spoken with for a bunch of years, and he suggested that if I ever needed to, one of the abilities of my people and our training is that I can consult my ancestors. So, just putting that out there, if you guys would recommend, or we ever get stuck, that's potentially an option.
Interesting.
How? Wouldn't that allow you to see them? Because you never could before, right?
I mean, possibly. I'm not sure.
Something to think about, I suppose. Anyone else have any strange dreams?
Oh yeah, I heard Riven. Were you okay last night?
Yeah,
Look
I
her
just-
direction.
I just had a nightmare.
Oak nods, assuming it's nightmare in reference to the things that he thinks it would be nightmares for.
Large elephants.
No.
Oh.
You know, destruction of her village that he knows that she's coping with. Although he also knows that she's found some of them. So. Alright. Well, I suppose we begin our trek north. Well, more west than north.
Ugh, that's right.
Do we want to go across
West
the,
is SD.
Do we want to go across the top of the map and just sort of head straight that way?
Oh,
Can we-
well, it would help if we could see
Either-
the map.
Right. Please.
I
All
mean,
of a sudden, it's a combat map. Roll initiative.
I mean, I
all
I
of a
know
sudden,
the
Tree
way.
kicks down the door. Fireball! Roll initiative.
You guys owe me 9 coin.
Does the surprise count if it surprises them?
All right, so where are we trying to get again?
Over
We're
here
trying
somewhere,
to-
right?
Over here. No, over here.
Oh, all the way. Wow, that's a long trip.
It is.
What's the terrain like up north of these mountains? Is it actually like fields?
It's forestry and
and
stuff, and no.
Oh, not snow. It's mostly forested and like plains.
So it's like dense forests around town, but then it is actually plains over here.
a little bit. Yeah, it can get a little snowy in some places because it is somewhat north, though not nearly as far north as Iban.
Bjorn's
no.
definitely
You
going to feel
guys
more like
have
he's
a-
in his element.
You guys have a guide.
You do.
Oh, we do.
Huh.
Yeah, because Riven stayed while she was away in this forest over here.
Awesome. So I guess we're going that way then?
Yeah, it saves us from crossing so many rivers.
Yeah, because we all know how irritating rivers are to cross.
Oh, yeah.
We'll only have to cross the one.
And there's a bridge.
There is?
Yes.
It's just
And
not
she'll
on the-
point out, oh, yeah, Riven will sit there and point out at the map, like, there's a bridge right here.
I did not know that.
Not a lot of that upper area of the map has been plotted out on this area on our copy here. But if you know that area,
Right here? Yeah, like right here. This is where the mine was. My town used to be here. There's a bridge here that's like an outpost. And I stayed in this area.
By the way, what is Bjorn's favorite alcoholic beverage?
I have no idea. That's a
Ale.
question for David.
Or mead.
Ale or mead or something fancy?
Yes.
What is the fanciest kind of beverage that Bjorn would like that Yukiege might sell?
I mean, Yukiege had water, or Riven had it. Or, not Riven, Silver. No?
Something that's not going to detract from our mission if he chugs it.
I mean, it could have something that's comparable that he would enjoy, yeah.
Okay. So what I'm thinking is this is a long trip way away from civilization, like big town city things, unless one pops up over here in the plains. And he has infinite, like, B grade get you drunk. I think he could appreciate having some fancier things to get him by. So I was going to get him a handful for the journey.
Okay. Try
He
to-
might appreciate something other than the cheap stuff.
I mean, yeah. We will see where
Because
that
that's
goes.
a very long trip without going by a major city. Potentially.
Yeah, it is a fairly long journey. Let's see what we got here.
Just looking out for Bjorn.
Oops.
Like a 7-day trip by my reckoning. Just to get to the river at least.
So yeah, you guys sort of plot out your trek and get ready to head out, I suppose.
Yep, let's head out.
So how much money am I dropping? A reasonable supply for one who enjoys drinking, considering it's probably going to be a couple weeks.
You're probably looking at, I'd say probably 10 gold to get you that long.
Okay. So
It would be like 5 gold to get water from Yukiege, if I recall correctly, and then you're getting lower brow but better than normal ale, so about a gold a
Yeah.
day. something like that.
So that'd be like 10 to 15 slugs of something good.
Yeah, probably.
Can one of y'all add that to his character sheet? I've deducted money.
What are you adding to it?
He gets like 14 or 15, I don't know, insert alcohol that's not water and not junk. Something really nice. Alcoholic.
Nice ale, I guess.
Nice ale. You drink it and it says something nice at the bottom of the cup. And then you get to keep the cup.
So like 10 or 15, you said?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking enough for the trip there and back, and you said it was like a week one way, so
Just to get
like
to the
14.
river.
Oh, well. How many did you say it was? Like 14 or 15?
Yeah, we'll go 14.
Okay. So yeah, it's 14.
He's gonna.
So that comes out to a total of 17 of fine ale.
Sure.
Yay! Because you already had some?
Yeah, 3.
Nice! Okay.
So just for purposes, because I'm pretty sure, generally speaking, Bjorn falls under my jurisdiction when David's not here. I mean, how are you bringing this to the guy?
Well, we were discussing plans and everything, and while everyone was doing that, I didn't have very much to contribute. So I went over whisper to the barkeep and put some money on the table, and I got it. And as I guess whenever we're ready to start heading out, you might need these. It's a long trip.
I mean, you may be a super strong elephant, but there would be a very tricky way to carry. I would imagine you probably don't actually get cups, because there was this whole discussion about not having cups that couldn't be sold. So
It sounds like a bandolier of beer bottles.
yeah, you probably got a like in the bottle supply or in the keg or whatever, not like a full keg, but you got a hefty supply of it.
And so that he does something in character this session, Bjorn will just look at it all wide-eyed and and utter some in character words of gratitude that I'm not going to try and pin because it's not my character.
Yes.
No problem. You can thank me later.
All right. And then the trek is going to be. You're going to start making the treks in that direction.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Adventure!
Huzzah!
Indeed.
Okay.
All right. So, Riven.
Huzzah!
Jeez.
Riven.
Yeah.
You are guiding the way.
Sure.
It is somewhat forested,
What?
so it does count, and you can't get lost, a la Ranger shenanigans.
Woo.
But I'm going to have you go ahead and roll a survival check at advantage, just to make sure that, shall we say, you don't get distracted.
20.
You make some pretty good time. Gradiriel is still rather peaceful. Let's do some quick perception checks for staying on the road and whatnot. Or not staying on the road, but like watches and other various things.
6.
Perception check.
Perception?
Yep, perception check for all the peoples.
I like perception.
You do.
You have advantage on that right now.
24. And not just with my nose.
15.
Hold on.
Go ahead and roll your plus 30.
I don't have plus 30. I have plus 17, thank you. And you could roll a Bjorn as well if you hadn't already.
Pull him up again.
With her nat 20 survival, we cut directly through the mountains themselves, right? Because that's more direct.
No.
We're no fun.
18 from Bjorn.
Alright.
Rolled a 2, got a 19.
Alright. So, somewhere in and around here. You travel for a couple days, you have perception checks for your watches and things. At least a 15 was made on at least a 15 was made on everyone but Riven. Or but Locke, rather. So
Yes.
Riven, in particular, for you, it would technically happen more on your watch because your watch is closer to the beginning of the day. You will hear what distinctly sounds like movement of smaller folk traveling around your camp currently.
Can I see anything? So I don't see anything, I can just hear it?
At first you hear it, and then you sort of take time to really look. And Hollis notices as well. I don't know what perception he rolled. I don't know if you rolled it for him.
Is it any of my favorite enemies?
Yes, it is.
Can I try to make out what it is? With the
Appears
perception?
to be. It appears to be.
No,
goblin-
survival.
Well, you already noticed it. Yeah, sure. Roll survival again. Why not?
20.
Yep. Goblinoid at the very least.
Okay, everyone, time to wake up. There's goblins afoot.
Ah, shit. Are we gonna give these ones legal advice too?
No.
I had a feeling we weren't. Okay.
How far away from the camp are they?
For you to catch on to them at about 15 feet, or at a perception of 15, and it's still somewhat dark, but it's coming into the morning. You do find, with your survival, you do find that they have made their way through this area recently. You find tracks. And they are in the forested trees, maybe about 60 feet away. Best as you can tell, based on tracks and where you were hearing them.
Okay. But yeah, no, she wakes everyone up.
Oak's like, huh? What? What's going on?
There's goblins.
Do we want to chase some more down?
Well, I don't know about you guys, but these ones probably did attack my home. Since we're in my land.
On this occasion, I leave it to your judgment.
Lead the way, Riven.
Okay, I guess we're gonna go after them.
Not hard.
Eh?
You rolled a 20 on your survival. Are you going to try to stealth after them, or are you just going to charge forth?
Oh yeah, she's gonna stealth after them.
Alright. Locke is stealthing as well. And Bjorn will also stealth. So Locke got a 17, Bjorn got a 9.
Bjorn's
Oh, boy.
in full plate now. He has disadvantage.
Oh!
Passage
Good.
without trace. So that's
Kadruil's still yawning and sort of
Okay,
scratching.
Still a 9. Bjorn.
No, you add plus 10.
Yeah, it'd be 19.
Oh. Okay, so 19 for Bjorn, 27 for Locke.
And a 15 for Cad.
22 for Riven. 32 for Hollis.
Nice.
And a 20 for Oak.
So if we trace without a pass, it's my fault. Gotcha.
Yeah, because you got a 15.
Alright. Well, average passive perception to a standard hobgoblin, or goblin, or bugbear, or anything thereof is usually about 11, so yeah, you're fine. And you sort of come upon a small little band of goblinoids. Consists of what appears to be 2 goblins and a bugbear. They're leading the charge here, Riven. What you doing?
She's gonna get as close as she can.
which is pretty dang close with your 22.
Yeah.
Listen in,
Yeah.
and you can understand Goblin, because that's fun.
Yep.
So the bugbear, in particular. Okay, so I don't want to really go too far south. If we go too far south, we'll run into the human town that's down there. But at least we broke away, and no one noticed, I don't think. We have to find somewhere else to be. We can't stay up there. Things have gone wrong, and I know you two feel it. The other two nodding in agreement. Right. So where do we go? I haven't figured that part out yet. They appear to be a little lost.
Or is it just 5? Which is like crap. Yeah, I guess Riven will step out of her stealth with her axes drawn and be like, well, you can start by getting on the ground.
I assume that's an intimidate.
Sure.
Roll intimidate.
At
17.
advantage since she was stealthed, right? Like a critical hit.
I don't think that's
No.
how that works.
No. They do exactly that. Boop. They are all three on the ground in front of you.
Oh, that was easy.
Apparently they broke. She's gonna talk back to the party. Apparently these ones broke away. Why did you break away?
The two goblins will look back up towards the bugbear and he's like, things were going really weird. Like, dark magic and strange things, and the boss was acting more aggressive than normal, and we left. We ran.
You guys do get scared.
And doesn't everyone? Isn't that what we are now? Says the little goblin who the bugbear just smacks.
Yeah, you should be very afraid, but not of your leader, of me. I can guess where you guys are from. You're from that old ruined town up north, aren't you?
They look at each other, gulp, but say nothing.
Inside check.
You can't really roll insight because you can't understand them, Locke.
I can't? Oh.
Nope. They're
But
talking
he
about-
can see them.
He can see them. Yeah.
Check
you can roll
their
insight
trainer.
for body language. Yeah.
Okay.
Not a clue.
Oh! I'm just watching this back and forth in confusion, like, okay.
You see, I'm debating whether or not I should just let you guys go. Or, this is a big or. I kill 2 of you and send one of you back to your town as a warning.
If any of us go back, they'll just kill us for leaving. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah. But at least you can give them a message.
Will they listen?
It depends on how persuasive you are. She, looks back at the group. You all can come out now.
Locke will emerge.
Maybe they will roll a nat 1.
Does everyone else come out of the
I would
group?
imagine so, yeah.
Sure.
That as well.
So it depends.
What do you want?
Well, you guys gotta convince me to let you guys go.
What do you want? What can we do to do that?
I don't know. 'Cause right now, you guys are really on my shit list.
You're from the town, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm one of the few survivors.
We could tell you. We could tell you about the what was the word? Benefactor.
Locke.
Right, yeah. The shadowy thing that got all the different tribes to work together, that we could give you information about him. What we know, anyway.
Sure, you can start there. She's just fiddling with her axes.
Um, so he's from the deep, dark place that's not our world, our here.
Deep, dark place that's not of this world.
Yeah.
The places could fit that description.
There's a few.
Like it's always dark there. It's always sad, gloomy. Something they called it something fallen.
Shadowfell?
Yeah, that place. That.
Yeah, I spent some time there.
Sort of blinks.
But go on.
He wanted control of the town because it was a key way for him to get a hold on both worlds, so that he could do whatever it is he wants to do. He wants to gain power, I guess. I don't know, but he's driving the boss crazy and making him do things he wouldn't normally do. Especially now that some of the other tribes have been. I don't really know what's going on. I just know that we had to get away.
Just trying to think. You just all heard this all by passing rumors.
I mean, among the ranks, it was said that he was from Shadowfell, and he was. You could hear him call whenever he was talking to the boss that he was going to take control and rule over the world and all that other stuff. He just drove off.
Riven's gonna look at the party and be like, okay, what do you guys want to do with him?
How much of that conversation was in common?
Probably none of it.
Not a lot of it.
Well, I don't know, you mentioned that these ones had broken away?
Yeah, apparently their boss is going crazy. They are from my old town. They were part of the, I don't know, clan that, one of the clans that basically raised it. But
Alright. My question then would be, were they actively part of the raid team? Or did they come in after the fact?
Riven's gonna portray the question to them. My little friend here wants to know, were you part of the initial raid, or were you brought in after?
I mean, I some of us sort of looked between the three of them. Some of us came in after, some of us were there before.
I mean, out of your group now, were you in the initial?
I was, says the bugbear. They weren't. I didn't kill anybody, though. I was more for reconnaissance. Spying.
Riven relays everything. Back to Locke.
I can talk common if that would help.
Oh yeah, that would be helpful.
That would be exceptionally helpful, yes.
They can't, but I can. Yeah, I was a part of the initial, groups that came in to learn all of the, places that you can sneak in and where all the best, the holes in the town's defense, and I was doing that. I didn't actually attack anyone. I'm not actually good at it. But I am really good at finding things and sneaking. I could look up for something for you guys. I could search something down for you guys.
I will awakened mind to Riven. I would personally say 2 goblins who weren't involved in the attack, you should let them go. As for the bigger one, I'll leave that one to your discretion.
Thing is, they sit there and they broke away from the group, and I'm trying to be better about goblins.
Is there anything that we're sort of trying to keep an eye out for, that we're trying to look for, that we haven't as of yet found, that we could feasibly put these guys on if they're volunteering for that in exchange for their lives?
I mean, you guys could always do with more gold.
Yeah. But we don't want them stealing it.
What about relinquishing it if they had stolen it from someone else?
Oh. What do you have on
Shit!
your person?
I just had a thought.
What?
Remember that old kobold hideout that was up here that we cleared out, but we left the kids because they were fucking kids, and a couple of remaining kobolds to take care of them?
Yeah, that kind of felt bad.
I felt really, really bad when I realized they have kids here. Felt really,
Yeah.
really shitty about that. I'm half tempted to say, like,
Just
recommend.
sit them over there.
I'm half tempted to recommend spy on the people you left from, gather information on what they're up to, and then when we're on our way back, we'll meet up with you where we fucked up those kobolds, assuming they're gone.
Alright.
You know, that could be an option. We don't know if that den is clear.
I could make it clear. I mean, if there's only a few kobolds left.
The thing is, the reason we didn't clear it out 100% is because some of those kobolds that were left were kids. We aren't in the business of killing kids, regardless of who their parentage is.
Yeah.
Right.
Does Riven know of any other, noteworthy, landmarks or locations that these goblins could feasibly know about? Because Locke isn't actually very explored in this neck of the woods, but Riven is. If we want to go that route, we could feasibly just call out one of those spots as a meetup point.
Yeah, but the thing is, if they broke away and they still hang out up here, they could be found by the group. But then again, the group would kill them, and they won't be our problem anymore.
Yeah. They'd get their... So, it goes one of two ways. Either one, they get their comeuppance, or two, they redeem themselves a little bit and we get more information. Win-win for us, either way.
Well, since they just recently got away, I could be like, well, is your boss planning anything that you know of?
He's wanting to... The benefactor is wanting to gather what armies and forces he can to try to, lay siege to a mine that can get to a town.
You know which town?
The mining town. What was it? Humans called it Caracol, I think.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen.
Like I said, he's wanting to just rush into a big human settlement, and that's not gonna be very good.
Well, what happened to the other hobgoblins that were leading you? The other two hobgoblins.
I don't actually know. They were there, and then they weren't. I don't know if they got away, ran off, or were killed.
Alright.
His group is much stronger now, but it doesn't contain only goblinoids anymore.
What does it contain?
There's...
You better speak quickly because, you know,
Right,
my beast here needs a new chew toy.
right. Harpies, some sort of shadow demon things. I don't really know what they are. The one I do know is harpies.
Okay.
Well,
So
how long
harpies are back.
how long have they been gathering harpies? If that could go away to explain a phenomenon we've been seeing.
The boss has got a harpy matriarch under his thumb. She's helping.
I think that's why we've routinely seen harpies out and about while we've been traveling.
Possibly. They're messengers.
Messengers, scouts, also possibly, perhaps.
Next time we see one, we need to shoot it down. If we can.
Doable.
Oak's sort of...
Well,
Oak's sort of, I mean, some of us have ranged attacks.
yeah.
Try to knock it out of the sky. Although that's probably more Locke than me. I don't think Guiding Bolt can go that far.
Let me double check of the range on Eldritch Blast.
120 feet.
120 feet, so a relatively chunky distance. Do I have anything that gives it a longer range? Let me double check.
I don't think so. There's things that give it longer range that exist, but I don't think you have it.
Right, I don't.
Yeah, I don't have anything, so. Well, except possibly a longbow, but.
Well, going back to the goblins we're talking to.
Oh, yeah. Forgot they're still here.
Yeah, we're not done with them yet.
Yeah, no.
They are very much frozen in fear, just so you know.
Yep.
If plans are being made by their former masters to try and attack Karakul, it would be wise to notify the authorities in that city of what's going on.
But do we know anyone that we trust there?
We don't. I don't even think we've... have we ever even been in that city?
You do.
Yeah, that's where we found Cal, and
You don't
that's
know
the first time we were.
You don't know someone personally who's in that city, but you know someone who knows someone there.
Well, Cal knows someone there.
Mm-hmm.
The apothecary that she was working at.
Right.
But Cal's not here. She's off on adventures.
Right. I was just figuring that, like, we could probably send these guys in that direction to bear a warning to the people and then fuck off and do whatever.
I could always message Cal and have her message the apothecary.
Also an option.
Does she have message?
Sending, I believe, is druid. Can be druid, maybe.
Fresh my memory, because I think Locke would know this, but I wouldn't. Is there like a policy in Yukiege to attack goblinoids on sight?
No.
Or are they more just decide to just sort of wait and see?
Wait, possibly wait and see.
Most towns harbor wariness when it comes to goblins. The bigger the troop, the more likely they're going to be on their guard and actually try to protect themselves. But, like, if a small band was to come through at first, that might be a little bit less suspicious.
Alright, in that case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out a piece of parchment, bringing me down to 7. I'm going to write my real name on it in Sylvan. Specifically, like something along the lines of, real name here approves of this message, or something along those lines. And I will fold it up, I'll turn to the bugbear, then I'll turn back to Riven and be like, here's my thought. I have a constant string of communication with my mother back in Yukiege thanks to that book. And she's a wizard of some, at least moderate influence. She can get word around if things get really bad, especially up north. So my thought, have these guys keep an eye on their former masters, and if they spot anything particularly dangerous, bring word of it to my mother in Yukiege, and then she can notify us and whoever else.
Yeah,
Just
but
to ensure that
Yukiege-
it's not and just to prove to her that it's not a bunch of bullshit, and I give around the piece of paper, this would prove to her that the message is genuine.
Yeah, but Yukiege and Karakul has, since they're the closest towns to my old town, survivors of the attack, they probably won't be very kind.
Perhaps not. At the same time, I don't really have very many other options at present to actively monitor this situation, and I'd at least, and given its proximity to where my family lives, I'd at least like to keep some eyes on it. If these individuals are willing to do that, I just want to make sure nothing happens to my family.
Sure.
I only just recently managed to get it back together.
Alright, let's see how this goes.
Alright?
Um,
I mean, at the end of the day, it's 2 goblins and a hobgoblin. If they shank us in the back, we can shank them just fine. It's...
Oh yeah, I have no problem with that. Just spinning the axe.
Yeah.
But if they do happen to get caught, we could leave a message for their leader.
Also an option. I would let you be in charge of coming up with that one.
Just a simple, the pale half-orc is coming for his head.
Alright?
Yep, that.
And
I guess they can be on their way. If there's anything
so long,
else.
of course, as they agree to these terms.
Yeah, So, do they agree?
Let them go if they agree to spy on their old people, and if things get real shitty, bring word to my mom.
I'll do it. But can I get these two to someplace safer before I'll try to. I'm the better one at stealth anyway. That way, if we get caught, the only one that gets killed is me.
I think there's a cave somewhere that way. Kind of points in the general direction.
I have a place that I can find that I can take them to.
Okay.
I have no problems with that. Then, as I hand them the little bit of parchment that has my message on it, I will surreptitiously awaken mine to them and make the voice I have, like to him specifically, the big guy, and make the voice as Vindsvept-like as possible. Just say, "My eye is on you. Betray your word, and you will pay the price."
Grabs paper, runs, stops, turns around. Come on, Riven, you understand it, because it was in Goblin. And the others who get up and scurry away.
Locke will just kind of put on a small little half smirk as they're running off. I probably should not love doing that as much as I do.
I suppose it's better than killing them.
Not talking about that.
Okay, so now what? Do we just continue on?
Just continue on, I think. A little diversion, but we still have our mission to take care of.
Still really wish I knew if that was a good idea or not.
And we'll tell. I will go ahead and check the book and see if there are any messages.
Actually, yeah. Since this has been about a day, since there has been about a day since you had left initially, there's a message in it that's in your mom's handwriting that's, you two will be making reports. He's left again.
Oh, jeez.
And then, right below it, I told you I was just going to check on something. It's something that even he asked for. And then, under that is, he asked you to go look for something? No, he asked for... Locke, you can read this, tell her. I'm doing something for Shield Buff. He wanted me to look into something for you.
He's looking into the cups?
Yeah.
I will just write, that is not what I was expecting him to do. I thought he'd outsource it to someone else.
Here's the thing. And then after a brief moment, you'll see it writing come in on as you've finished writing that. And he's like, that's the thing. The person that Shield Buff knows that's the best crafter of cups, he's a big artifact guy. And when Shield Buff was talking about sending somebody out there, I wanted to meet him. So, I'm going.
Oh, jeez.
This is a very strange sequence of events, but I have no complaints. Also, Mother, fun fact, there's a small chance that at some point in the future there might be some, like a hobgoblin ambling into Yukiege looking to talk to you. If he has a sheet of parchment with my true name on it, roll with it.
Okay.
Bugbear, but yes.
He erases the word, and then
Bear, hobgoblin, some kind of goblinoid. He didn't learn his name. He probably should have.
Okay. I'll be on the lookout.
Then, alright. Why the hell are you two up? It's the middle of the night. We were making camp when this happened.
No. It's like morning.
It's super early. It's super early morning at this point.
Oh, never mind then.
This was in Riven's watch.
Never mind then.
And then promptly after you write that, Alessandra's like, "Yes, you should go back to sleep. It's not even morning yet."
No, gotta make time.
Trying to get places, not an option. That I'll write in small text in parentheses so that Riven can't see it. It's being bossy.
Anyway, alrighty.
Just put a little winky face.
Jeez.
Emojis in text form.
It's canon.
Alright, so you finish up with that, and you guys will continue on.
Okay.
Alright. Give me one last perception roll for your next bit of watches. A little further out, like about here, I think.
21.
For Locke, it is going to be a 16.
23 for Riven.
Whereas for Bjorn, it's going to be a 17.
2-day trek, you're about here or so. And let me roll for Oak because massive. He rolled less than Riven.
Oh boy.
Alright. Let's see. It was usually we were setting up the watches to be Cad and Locke in the middle, Bjorn and Oak at front, and then Riven and Hollis at the end. 21 and a 17. Okay, yeah. So this happens in about the middle of the watch. Middle of the watches. So with Cad and Locke.
Yep.
You will hear movement in the darkness away from your campfire. And for Cad with the 21, it distinctly sounds like somebody moving in sort of that distinct of heavy metal armor. There's somebody in heavy metal armor nearby.
And we're pretty much in the middle of a forest, right?
Yep. You hear it, but you don't see it. It's weird. You're like, wait, what?
I will cast Detect Magic.
There is an illusion aura about 40 feet away from you.
Is it getting closer?
It seems to be. Hang on. Let me double check something right quick. It seems to not be moving. It's staying stationary where it's at.
Rotating. That means I was gonna see if I could use Awakened Mind on it when I got within 30 feet, because I can see the aura. I was hoping that would let me, like, throw a message at it to be like, you want to turn around and walk away. But nope. So instead, I will just Awaken Mind to everyone who's asleep, so as not to, like, cause a ruckus, and be like, hey, we got an invisible something nearby.
What?
Voices down, don't make a panic out of it, just be aware we've got something invisible nearby. Sounded like it was wearing heavy armor. I'll, like, one at a time send that to each sleeping person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Cad and I right now, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Right. Then I'll Awaken Mind to Cad. So what do you want to do about this?
Did you say it's coming closer, or?
Looks like it's staying still for the moment.
Nothing's answered you, or have you tried to communicate?
It's not close enough for me to try that.
Mm.
I would make eye contact, but it's invisible. I can't see its eyes.
Right.
I'm half tempted to just wave at it, but
It's up to you.
I'm gonna not do that for now. I'm just going to keep an eye on its general direction, but try to look like I haven't noticed it yet.
Okay.
Would that be a deception roll?
I mean, avoiding eye contact or whatever.
I could see either deception or even performance to sort of act natural.
I'm gonna use deception because I have points in that. 25.
Okay. So you sort of act as if haven't noticed it or anything, and you just carry on with your watch. Is there anything you guys do specifically on your watch, having noticed this?
And I make sure I keep a hand relatively close to Slaughter, but other than that.
I guess just be ready to jump up if I have to.
Okay. Alright. So after maybe 30-40 minutes of the invisiperson or creature, whatever it is, being there, it will stay, and then you hear its movement as if it's going away.
What if that thing was just there to spy on us?
and I just bore witness to the most boring watch possible. Regardless, keep our eyes open, moving forward.
Heavy
invisible,
armor
but
and
it worked.
invisible.
Not a great combination. Gave the game away.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to listen for it in the future, at least, so...
You travel on?
I think for them... Might as well.
Yep.
Alrighty. Do you tell anyone else in the morning? Well, you did your awakened mind to tell them.
Yeah, so everyone was awake. They were just staying in bed, so I'll like, pass word around about,
Well, that's the thing. Riven was outside.
Yeah,
Oh.
Riven's alright.
She sleeps next to Hollis.
Okay, point stands. I'll surreptitiously awaken mine, inform everyone about what was going on.
Alright. So, next morning, you wake up, you have your typical rations for the morning, and you will begin your trek once again. And, I think I'm going to call the session here because...
I had a feeling you would.
Because, in particular, the person in which this would be the most interesting for is currently not here. Because the ending of this session is going to happen with a voice that no one here knows. Hey, Bjorn. And the group will turn, and you will see a human in armor, somewhat similar to Bjorn's. A elven woman, maybe wood elf, maybe high elf, you're not entirely sure which. And a pair of dwarfs. So 4 people. And as you turn to look, you'll see that group of 4. And that is where I will end it.
Told you they were spying on us. Should stop them. And
If he got 10 feet closer, I would have used Awakened Mind to say, you want to turn around and go the other way. But he was 40 feet away. I couldn't do it. Awakened Mind requires they be within 30 feet.
well, he could have got up and sit there and be like, "I gotta go take a piss," and then closer.
That would have sent a very different connotation.
Alright.
I would have said it like the moment they came into range is like a warning. If it happens as I'm going to take a piss, it would be like, you don't want to see what's about to happen, come back later.
No, it should have been like, "I gotta go take a piss." Oh, hey, yeah, I noticed you're sitting there.
You just awaken mind to an invisible person. You are watching me pee.
That is not Locke's style at all.
Anyway.
Oh my god.
Alright. So, yeah. I think that is where we'll end it. And we will open up next session with a potential confrontation. It'd be great.
Woo!
We will do next time from... Or this has been Shadows will be Brian. And then join us next time will be Kenneth.
Right. This has been Shadows of Gradiriel.
Join us next time as we find out what shenanigans Bjorn has brought upon us all.